Oh, I didn't see you there. Now, as the absolute legendary man that I am, who spends all my time doing only productive things, and I don't spend my time wasting it doing absolutely useless activities, now what does someone like me do? Spend your time scrolling on social media like Twitter and Reddit. And these two social media sites are always special to me because they are sites where there's absolutely no barriers and nothing hold back. Now, yeah, there's a lot of comment sections that could be very toxic. I mean, we all read the strange YouTube comment or the absolutely insane TikTok comment, but Reddit and Twitter is just special because they have this level of unhingedness, something that you will never see on any other social media site that's almost poetic in a way. Like when you load on these websites and you sign into your account, you lose all morals. Everything goes away and you don't even dare to go with logic because I swear, we all know the joke that every time when something crazy or something insane happens, it always is on Twitter. Every single crazy YouTube drama or any commentary YouTuber or any YouTuber who talks about any weird situation, it always has to go down on that legendary app known as Twitter. That just led me thinking about this crazy Twitter users because I have seen one video that has just led me into this rabbit hole, and it has to do with VTubers. Now, the VTuber community is an absolute wild place to be in. Now, I know when most people think about the VTuber community, they think about people like being super duper nice to each other and people being positive and supported, which it usually is. The VTuber community is like this big 50-50 because somehow you can have like someone that nice, and henceforth I don't know any of these creators, and so they could be a complete lie. They seem to be super duper nice and like good people, while on the other side you just have just absolute crazy people going on the most insane Twitter arguments. I have literally seen some VTuber arguments that have gone down for literal hours. They make Genshin Impact fans look sane, and if you have been on the Genshin Impact side of the internet, you know how crazy those fan base could get. They'll make it their full-time job defending that game. They make Destiny fans look normal. It's just crazy. I ended up seeing this one VTuber talking about lollies. Now, as an anime fan, I think we all know what lollies are, and it's something absolutely just disgusting. I think if you like that stuff, you're just an absolute weirdo, and there's really like no way to defend it. I don't think there's no like mental gymnastics or like twisting that you can do that you make like walking around and liking lollies make that look normal. I just don't think that's something that you can do. There was one popular Twitter video going around of one VTuber making this absolute crazy stand. She straight up planted her raid banner, made one whole video talking about the whole subject. It's just wild to see.
Everyone who thinks this way, lollies have been an integral part of anime culture and by extension, VTuber culture since the very beginning. The biggest VTuber in the entire world is both a lolly and a lolicon herself. Several Hololive members and Nijisanji members are lolicons and shotacons. You came into our space, not the other way around. And you don't have to like lolly content. You don't have to like the lolly tubers. You can think it's weird. You can think it's gross. You can think whatever you want. But you can't kick us out. You can't make us leave. We were here first. This was our space that you decided to come into. So if you have such a problem with it, if you can't stand to share a space with us, you can leave. You can be the one to go. And I don't want to hear any ifs or buts about it.
And this has started this whole war in the VTuber community of people straight up picking up full-time jobs and arguing about lollies. I don't really feel like talking about that situation because that's a literal whole other can of worms that you can make multiple videos on. But I'm just here to talk about just absolutely crazy internet arguments in general. Because as time goes by, you see more and more of them. As more people spend their time on the internet and less people have friends, let's be honest, just like a tons of lonely people, most people spend their time being in like Discord, being on Reddit, being on Twitter, which as someone, for me, this is nothing but a positive because it is very enjoyable to see. I always say the optimal way or the most best way to enjoy like these internet or social media sites is to never interact inside of the argument. Don't start Twitter arguments, don't be in like Reddit arguments, don't do any of that because you're literally wasting your time. I will always say this multiple times. If you're in a traffic jam for 12 hours, like a LA level traffic jam where you literally can't move at all, you are in a completely stationary car and it takes like 20 minutes for you just just to barely move a little bit, your day was more productive sitting in your car doing nothing than if you spend all day arguing on Twitter. Because at least if you're in the car, at least you had the plans of going somewhere. If you're arguing on Twitter, you're just going absolutely nowhere. Because there is no way that you can change people's opinion on Twitter or just on the internet in general. In real life, it's very hard to change people's opinion because they're extremely stubborn. And on social media, it's just that times two. Physically impossible. Just absolutely unmovable people. You can scream as many points as them as possible. You can show them how much facts, as much evidence. It will literally never change. They will stand on their opinion until the ending of time. You're straight up just hitting like a Destiny 2 immune phase boss. It's not worth it. But just seeing the VTuber side of the internet, just seeing people go back and forth, especially Harbinger around this creator because she kind of became like the #1 leader of like lollies. It's just crazy to see. I'm just here on the back staring at this and seeing some of these people say the things they say on the internet. It's just wow. Like people will truly say anything on the internet. There is no hold back barriers. And the reason why I always bring up Reddit and Twitter because they're like special. They're like different. Something about these websites just turn everything off on people's brain. Like any filter or anything they do to hold them back, it just not exist. Because yes, YouTube comments are crazy and you can do see terrible like things in it, but it's like somewhat tame. There's like some barrier of entry and there's a chance where people could like hold back what they're saying and not go completely crazy. Not on Twitter though. You just completely lose on morals and you just have to keep on going. Anything that you think about, you instantly tweet. Don't even think about if what you could say is like crazy or like could get you in trouble or whatever or could make you lose your job. You just go. And it's obvious why people do this because 95% of the time you usually have no consequences if you say something on Twitter. I'll say 95% of the time because there are more stories of people who are like losing their jobs or lose crazy positions of them being absolutely unhinged on Twitter where someone will say something crazy on like 4chan or on Reddit and then they actually like get in trouble for it. Kind of crazy to see. Like what do you even tell someone like I lost my job because you know I went a little bit too goofy on Twitter and my employer ended up seeing it and he was like okay no I can't do this anymore, I'm sorry, I have to lay you off. But this is something that I wanted to talk about because I just saw that whole thing on the VTuber side of the internet. I just saw how unhinged it got in and it's just weird. My name is Lua. You have a good day or night. See you.